Welcome back to the farm. Long time no see. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Jessie and I own Living on a Prayer Flower Farm, a small farm in Zone 8B, Ruston, Louisiana, and I'm on year 3 of my flower farm journey. I run this small farm along with having a full-time job and a family, and things get a little hectic sometimes. I share my full journey on this channel, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and let me tell you, there's not enough coffee to handle all the ugly that happens sometimes. But hey, we're learning as we grow. So as you can see right now, I've got flowers. Lots of flowers actually. Okay, well, not actually. A lot of sweet William. Before we get to this, let's go back to last month and show you what's been happening around the farm. I've made it. I can finally afford paid labor. By paid labor, I mean my kids. Don't like to make them do a whole lot of chores, besides house chores, because the farm really is my thing. But they're getting older. They like to make money so that they can buy things. So, I deal with Emily's like, you know what? You clean up the zinnia area, pull up all the dead plants. I'll give you $5. Clean up the gomphrena and the netting and stuff. I'll give you another $5. And the old sweet pea area, so you clean that up, you can get like a total of like $3 over there because it's not as much with the marigolds. So Emily's all excited and she was like, can I get to work? It's like, yes you can.
Am I just chopped liver?
You're not chopped liver, I'm coming to you.
You got child labor, but you didn't mention husband labor.
Honey, I was coming to you. I wanted to get you in good shot.
You want to show people this cool tip that TikTok showed us? You don't need no fancy puller. Watch it not work. You just get it. You just get it with your driver and then do that. It's easy as can be.
That is very nifty.
It is. Don't trip right over it.
I'm watching the sunset on Tennessee hills. I wish I could capture it, I never will. 'Cause I'm not a painter, can't stay in the lines. Just sitting here sipping on dandelion wine. It's starting to rain, but I don't feel a thing. Sitting out rocking on that old porch swing. 'Cause I found me something that tastes like springtime. Just sitting here sipping on dandelion wine. All my life.
I wanted to show y'all some plants that I just got today. I ran into town. I was just gonna buy like maybe some sage. I was looking for some plants that would give me good foliage to use throughout the years and that I wouldn't have to replant. Because yes, I love lemon basil, but I need more texture. There was a great documentary that I watched on YouTube. Gosh, what was it? It was like Dream Farms, about 2 flower farmers, and they were English and they had these beautiful bouquets, and what really made the bouquets weren't the flowers. It was the foliage. I was like, oh my gosh. So you know me, I was like, I've been saving the money that y'all have been sending via buymeacoffee.com, and I thought this was a good purchase for it. I was just gonna buy one plant. I was gonna buy some 9 bark because that's what Floret suggests, right? Well, researching, and I didn't end up with a 9 bark, but I did end up with this shrub, which is Vintage Jade Distilium. So it's a lovely low spreading shrub that will probably get put in the back because it can go full sun to partial shade. And it's deer resistant, which I need. And it gets 3 to 4 feet high, 4 to 5 feet wide. But look at that. Do you see that length on the stem, how long it is? That is going to be amazing in bouquets, and it's an evergreen. So I will have this through winter. These will look lovely with my ranunculus and my tulip bouquets. So got one of those. I got me a forsythia, Linwood Gold Forsythia plant. During our early spring, this is just a beautiful gold flowering bush, but it also has great greenery that I can really use. So this won't be used at all this year, but next year I hope I can use it. And I'm assuming it's deer resistant. Are you deer resistant? It doesn't say. I'll have to look. I know this one's deer resistant. Recurve pivot. But once again, just look at these stems. I mean, it's going to be nice and huge. It gets 8 feet high by 6 feet wide. So it's a nice big plant. And I'll have to see if it's deer resistant. If not, I'll put it out there. But full sun. It does flower. It can flower. But I really just want this beautiful greenery. And this is also in my floret book of a year of flowers. Has a good vase greenery. So this will be great. And then the last thing I bought is a tree. Okay, I don't have a good reputation with trees. I killed the willow. Actually, I think the deer killed the willow. So this is pink flowering crabapple, which will also provide great foliage and beautiful pink flowers to give to my customers. And it will just be a beautiful tree to have out in the front yard. Full sun. It's going to look gorgeous. I will be putting T-post and deer netting around this tree for the first couple of years until it's really good and established, because the deer will use it to rub their antlers against and kill it, and I don't want them to kill my tree. So all of you who have donated to buymeacoffee.com, thank you. This was you. All of this was you. So thank you very much for this, and I'm excited to have these available in the future years as they get bigger. It's going to change my foliage game.
So pour me one more glass of dandelion wine. Preachers and dreamers, they both believe in the patterns and powers that we can't quite see. You can spend your life guessing or look for the signs. Sit back and sip on that dandelion wine. Oh, my life, I've known.
Good morning, guys. I'm so tired. I got up at 4 a.m. so I could get all these jars together and tied and ready to go. I have a giant bucket of greenery this morning. It's been raining nonstop for like 4 days now. So yesterday it was still raining and I just went out there and harvested in the rain, and it was gross. But while I was out there harvesting, I did find this. It is raining out here, but I'm going to the farmer's market tomorrow, and I just discovered something. So remember that whole Arctic blast thing that happened? I'm like, oh, the bells of Ireland were so beautiful and I lost them. Guess what I just saw? Guess what's beside me? Dude, oh my gosh, my knee's wet. Those are bells of Ireland. The 2 bells of Irelands that died came back, or it's more seed that sprouted. I don't know. I'm pretty freaking excited. One more round of bells of Ireland. Will this one make it? Will it get too hot? Will it die? I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm just ecstatic to see that I've got something coming up again. Even though I'm doing a really good job of growing grass right now. Oh my gosh. Anyway, let's get to stuff in these jars. I've got one arrangement left. It's pretty much about 30 minutes to the end of market. So did great today. Made a new friend. Been loving on her all market. But yeah, I'm ready to go home and take a nap. And then I will show you what's been going on at the farm, because I know it's been a while. I need to update you on what's happening. So, Sweet William, if you remember back in December when we had that hard freeze, this died back. All my Sweet William died, and I was like, oh my gosh, just devastated. And now, look at her. She is beautiful. I've never grown Sweet William before. First year growing it. And it is a winner in my book. I will definitely be growing more Sweet William. I just want a whole bed of this now. So it is definitely going to become a permanent thing in this farm. So this beauty right here is Feverfew. First year growing Feverfew as well. Planted it in September. The freeze came, took it out, and y'all said it would come back, and it did. It came back. It's beautiful. I'm excited to see how it does. First year growing it. I don't know when the flowers are going to come. I don't know if it's going to survive long enough to be worth it. But as of right now, it's doing fantastic. And I'm really excited to be able to offer this along with my sunflowers and zinnias maybe. We'll see if it can take the summer heat now that it's been really good and established. If it works out, then I want a whole bed of this mess too. Behind the Feverfew is, do you see what I'm seeing? Bells of Ireland. So, you know, I was excited. I was so excited about this back during the fall, seeing these plants grow. And then the freeze came. The freeze took them out and I was devastated. And now here they are again. I've got actual little bells showing up on this Bells of Ireland. And now the question is, will it survive? Will it survive and get big enough? I pretty much had written them off. I didn't think I'd try these ever again, but they're just so pretty. And if I can get them to be nice, big, tall plants, then yes, I would love to be able to offer some bells with my flowers. Another thing that's growing is my Nigelia. I can't weed this stuff enough, and I can't decide if I love Nigelia or hate Nigelia. This is basically my 3rd or 4th year growing Nigelia, and I direct seed it. It takes it a while to come up, but when it does come up, it normally does okay. I just don't know if those tiny flowers are worth the time and effort and space that they take up, because they don't last long, you know? They come, they last for maybe 3 weeks, and then they just die back. So, we'll see. This may be my last year growing Nigelia. I want to take this time to say thank you. Thank you so much to everybody who supports this farm through buymeacoffee.com. Unlike YouTube, buymeacoffee.com only takes 5% of whatever you donate, whereas YouTube takes 30% of everything. So thank y'all so much for supporting this channel and this farm and allowing me to share this journey with others. Let's get back in the video. Right here are my snapdragons, and I've had a few of you ask me because it didn't make my have to grow list, and it's because I think I'm done with snapdragons, guys. I don't know if snapdragons are worth it here in my zone. You know, they're a lot of work. They take a lot of time to come up, and by the time I get them out here, I get maybe 2 really good usable stems out of my snapdragons before they're done for the season. And I don't know if that spiked flower is worth it. I think I'd rather find something else that can give me my spiked look that's a cool flower rather than these. I don't know. This may be my last year for snapdragons. I gotta figure it out. Meanwhile, my yarrow. Oh my gosh. I freaking love yarrow. This is a 2nd year planting. So I planted it last not fall of 2022. I planted it fall of 2021 and now it's coming back and it's just it's gorgeous. Nothing can kill this. And according to Dr. A's book I read, that it should produce more stems and better stems every year. So we'll see if that's true. Currently I've kind of got a mix of stems on the short side, some on the long side, some not even throwing up stems yet. I don't know, but I do know I love yarrow, and I'm just going to let it continue to take over this bed, and this will be a permanent planting. If anything, I may add more yarrow, or I'll just let this continue to spread. I don't know, but I do know I love my yarrow. Behind the yarrow is my rudbeckia. Some of this has reseeded itself. The frost killed it back. It came back. There were lots of seed heads. I've constantly been pulling weeds here, trying to help the little seedlings that are here, you know, take over and bloom. But I do love the rudbeckia. The double gloriosa was my favorite last year, and I'm excited to see with these plants who died back a little bit but aren't first time seed, what they do this year. It's definitely not like my all-time favorite, but it's up there. I like it better than snapdragon, so that's a real winner right there, right? But it is, it's doing great. It's really fluffing out. With rudbeckia, you know, it just starts so small, and then next thing you know, I look out here and boom, it's a big plant. And then the lilies. So lilies from last year, majority of them have come back. I've got a few that are spotty in areas, but for the most part, some of them have multiplied a lot, and a lot of them have come back. I just fertilized them, but I'm excited to see what they produce this year, and I think I'll let these stay. I think I'll continue to add to this bed and just let it be the lily bed area. You're noticing I pulled up the landscape fabric, and I did that because some of the lilies were trying to pop up from under the landscape fabric versus coming through the holes. So I think I am working more towards, you know, I would like to heavily mulch these beds after these are done. During summer, we'll mow the bed down, we'll cover it with tarp again, as that really helped keep the weeds at bay. I cannot talk. Really helped keep the weeds at bay, and then heavily mulch over it. So that way these can continue to come back without as much weeding, because I am just constantly out here ripping up the stupid grass that just never goes away. I get so sick of this grass. Ah. So over here is our Dusty Miller. Once again, freeze killed it back, but it's come back. I think this one is the tallest I've ever gotten Dusty Miller. And we'll see how it continues to go. If I can get it to do well, if I can have actual usable stems this year, then I will continue to grow it. I keep saying every year, no more Dusty Miller. And then you see me, I'm here, I'm like, Dusty Miller. But I promise, this year, it's like the Taylor Swift song, we are never, ever, ever getting back together if it doesn't grow well and be usable this year. And then I've got my foxglove, which I have a love-hate relationship with. This was killed back by the frost. It's come back. I'm constantly pulling weeds out. It doesn't look happy. I think it's just too wet here with the landscape fabric. I would like to take on my front landscape and plant these in the front where it won't be as damp with heavy mulch, and see if it does better. They're putting out blooms. I've been cutting off of them, but now I'm waiting for another stalk to come up. But if I had to choose, which I am working on simplifying the farm, I don't know if I'm going to keep foxglove in the farm overall. It's beautiful, I love it. I just don't know if I get enough stems out of it to justify it, and it may be I just need to leave these in for another year and see what they do. But I'm toying with just simplifying the farm, and I'll talk about that in another video. Look at this baby. This is lemon mint bee balm, spotted lemon mint, good lord, lemon mint bee balm. So it's supposed to be white with like purple specks. I tried to get it to grow last year, would not grow. I guess some of the seeds were left out here, and here it is now in all of its glory. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them over here, just looking absolutely beautiful. And then over here is where I had the regular La Bamba, whatever it's called, bee balm, the purple, and it has reseeded itself along with some beautiful ground covering weeds. Frustrating, but I've got several of these that have popped up and they look great. So I'm gonna let them do their thing, and eventually I will get rid of all the grass. And then over here is a huge mess of Greenery that, come closer my cameraman. Do you see this? See it?
Yep.
This is Greenery seeds that have all just been left here. So I'm kind of hoping this will reseed itself. I need to pull all the grass up out of its holes and load it up in the wheelbarrow. I've got some Greenery started inside, but I'm totally fine if this reseeds itself and comes back up this summer. Then over here is just a hot mess. This is where my straw flower was until, you know, the freeze killed it all. And then over here is my anemone and ranunculus bed, and ranunculus are pretty much done. The anemones are still kind of going, but they're being overtaken, and honestly this section just kind of me, you know, really it does. The whole farm right now actually kind of it's just so messy. Another thing I want to mention is my mint. This is mint I planted last spring, and it kind of died back and came back. It's full of ladybugs, which is very promising, but it's so big. I mean, look at the length of these stems, guys. Look how huge that is. So I've got a few of these plants. You know, a lot of people say don't plant mint, it's invasive. I think I'm gonna plant this more here, but in different sections, and maybe in the back because the deer don't mess with it, and I will be fine if this runs rampant, because this is an amazing filler I can use all winter long pretty much. And then here doesn't look like much except a bunch of weeds, but I've got honeywort that I direct seeded that's coming up, and a lot of dill. I've got white dill and regular dill, and it's coming up. It's good and hardy, and we'll see how it does. I've also got this. I don't know what this is. I planted it, some random seeds, but I don't remember what I put here. But whatever it is, it's doing lovely. But I totally didn't label because I thought I'd remember. And I guess we'll all find out when it blooms, unless you recognize these leaves and can tell me what this is. But yeah, so lots of weeds and some things I actually planted. Good with that. It's actually cold out here for the end of April. It's like 52 degrees out here. I'm in a hoodie, and the end of April is next week. It's weird, freaking weird. But it's all good. I will update you hopefully when it's greener, and not green from the grass, but green from flowers. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.